Hi everyone, in this video we are going to discuss about file handling in C language. Before getting into our video, let me introduce myself. I am Nadapur Aditi, pursuing BTech CSE in Sri Vishnu Engineering College for Women, Bhimavaram. I was guided by Dr. M. Prasad, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, Sri Vishnu Engineering College for Women. Let's get into our video. So, in this video, we'll discuss a problem on files and we'll try to solve this. So, our problem statement is as follows. Write a C program to delete a specific line from a text file. Designing our solution. We need to be very careful while designing our solution. As we all know, we have many file functions which are used to operate on files. So, we have to know their proper functioning and proper syntax before using them. So, let's discuss some usage of functions before solving this problem. Uses of file functions. First of all, in order to access our required files, we need file data type of pointer. This helps us in accessing our files. So, after accessing it, we use fopen function to open our file. We use fgetC function to get or to read one character at a time from the file. We use fputC function to write single character at a time in a file. Also, we use rewind function to move the cursor from any position in the file to the beginning of the file. We use rename function to rewrite the name of file without changing any data from it. We use fclose function to close the file. And EOF indicates end of the file. Now, let's get into our algorithm to solve this problem. First, we'll start our program and then we create two file pointers, original and copy, two strings, file name and temporary, and a character C, two variables lines and delete line as integers. Then we'll read file name from the user and open the file using original pointer in read mode. We use original file pointer to access the file name given by the user. Then we open the file in read mode. We have various modes in which we can perform operations on files. We have read mode, write mode, etc. So in read mode, we cannot modify the text already present in the original file. We just can only get the characters or get the strings from the file and print them. So if the file doesn't exist, we'll print error, and if the file is existed, then we use while loop to read all the characters from the file and then we print the content. Then we rewind the cursor to starting position because after reading all the characters from the content, the cursor comes to the end of the file. So we need to place it to the beginning. So after rewinding the cursor, we ask the user which line to be deleted and store the value in delete line. So after storing the value, we open temporary file using copy file pointer in write mode. Here temporary file doesn't exist, means it is either created by the user nor do I. So the computer creates the file when we use write mode to open the file. After opening the file, we use file while loop, and the first step is we need to count number of lines in the text because we should not print one line that is given by the user. So we count new line characters and store that value in lines. And then we set up a condition if lines is not equals to delete line, means lines integer when it is not equals to delete line, then we print the characters. That means here we are not printing the line, which is equal to delete line. That is what we want from this program. So our job is done. So we'll write all the things in the function and we close the files and we remove the original file and rename the temporary file with original file name, because you have to observe that we had written all these statements in temporary file but not the original file. As I've said to you earlier, in the previous file we cannot modify it because we are opening in read mode. If we want to, then we can open in the required format and perform the operations. So we'll close the files and remove the original file. So in temporary file our actual output is present. So we'll rename it with original file name that is given by the user, and then we'll open that file and print all the content from it. So this is our algorithm for the problem. Now let's get into the code to solve this problem. So let's discuss our code. First, we include all the header files required, stdio.h and stdlib.h, and then we are opening the main function. We have initialized two file data typed pointers and two integer typed delete line and lines variables, and two strings file name and temporary, and then C. And we are reading the file name from the user and we are opening the file in read mode. Here, original is equals to fopen of file name comma r. The syntax of fopen is, first we need to enter which file we are required to open and then in which mode. So this function returns the address of the file to the pointer. So we write pointer is equals to fopen of the file to be read and in which mode. So after opening the file, if there is an error or if the file doesn't exist, original will be equals to 0. So if original is equals to 0, we'll print file do not exist. And then we exit the program because without file we cannot perform all these operations. If original is not equals to 0, we are printing the original text in the file given by the user. So from here onwards, we are initializing our while loop where C is not equals to EOF. This indicates end of the file. Means if C will come to at the end, then the while loop will stop. So until then, it will print all the content in it. So after that, we will rewind the pointer. Here, rewind and pointer, this syntax means the file present in that pointer gets rewinded, means the cursor goes to the beginning of the file. Then we ask the user to enter the line to be deleted. And after storing it, first we use copy pointer to open temporary file in write mode. So, as discussed earlier, this will return the address of the file to copy. And from here onwards, we are initializing our loop. So, same as how we read the file, here also we keep the same condition, but as we discussed in our algorithm, first we need to find number of lines. Means we need to count number of new line characters that are slash n characters. So these characters are counted using lines variable. When lines is not equals to delete line, then we write in that file all the things which we need are written in that file. So after that we'll close all the files opened, and then we remove file name, that is the previous one. The file given by the user is deleted, and then we rename the modified one with the name given by the user. Here in this remove function, we are removing the data of the file, but not the name or the string called file name. Okay. So after that, we rename the temporary file with the file name, and then we open the file name. That is, here file name indicates the temporary file in which we had written the modified text. The modified text is opened in read mode using original pointer. Then we print the modified text same as we did before while printing the original text contained in the file. So after that, we close the files and return 0. So we'll work with this code and see our result.